Driving it down. Ooh, nice little Euro. It just started jawing, fam. Oh my goodness. I mean, she legitimately.
Look at that face. That's not competitive fire. That's pure rage. Skylar Diggins-Smith just went completely off on Kate Martin in the middle of an unrivaled game, and nobody seems to know exactly what triggered it. But here's what we do know. This wasn't some heat-of-the-moment trash talk. This was personal. Watch how long she stays in Kate's face, how intense that eye contact is, how her whole body is locked in on making sure Kate hears every single word. Something happened before this moment that we didn't see on camera.
Oh, let me turn it down. This is the other angle. Well, Kate Martin, I mean, she looked like she want all that action, man. She's like, yeah. Look at the eyes, fam. Oh, my goodness. This is hilarious, man. I don't even know what Kate Martin did to get in her head like that, but Skylar was pissed. She was pissed. I mean, on fire. Look at this.
Now catch this angle. Kate Martin's reaction tells you everything about how unexpected this was. She turns around like she's about to get swung on. That's not the body language of someone who's been going back and forth all game. That's someone who just got blindsided by an explosion they didn't see coming. And look at Kate's eyes in that moment. She's not scared, but she's definitely caught off guard. She wasn't ready for that level of intensity. The refs immediately called a double technical on both players. But here's the question nobody's asking. What exactly did Kate Martin do to deserve a technical? Because from every angle we have, all she did was exist in Skylar's vicinity, and then turn around with a yeah, okay expression. That's it. No words we can see. No gestures. Just a look that said, I'm not intimidated by you. And somehow that earned her the same penalty as someone who just delivered a full sermon at maximum volume.
No, what? Look how she yelling. Hold on, man. I gotta catch the frames. Oh my God. Look at how hard she yelling, man. I mean, all her vocals gone. Vocal cords out of there, all right? She was probably hoarse. At the end of this game, man, she probably sounded like she smoked 10 packs of cigarettes a day, man. Like, how hard she was yelling, dog. Look at this. Oh my God. I mean, stomping, head wiggling.
Watch Skylar's mouth here. She is screaming with everything she has. Her vocal cords are getting a full workout. The way her whole face contorts, the way her hands are moving, the way she leans in closer and closer. This is someone who has been holding something back and just let it all out at once. And whatever she said, it was specific. This wasn't generic trash talk like you can't guard me. This was detailed, personal, and delivered with the kind of conviction that comes from genuine frustration. Here's what makes this fascinating. Skylar Diggins-Smith is a 13-year WNBA veteran. She's been to multiple All-Star games. She's played in the biggest moments the league has to offer. This isn't someone who loses their composure over a random play in a new 3-on-3 league. So what could Kate Martin, a rookie in her first WNBA season, have possibly done to provoke this kind of reaction from someone with that much experience?
She was out here hooping, man. Got the steal on Marina. Bang that thing. Look at her, man. Out here hooping. Nice little brick wall screen. Give it to me. Give it to me. Nothing but snacks down here. Look at this. Turn around, jump on 2 of them. Giving her a 2-for-1 special. Baby. Baby.
And here's where it gets interesting. Look at the scoreboard during this sequence. The Aces are down by multiple possessions. They're in the middle of trying to mount a comeback. This is not the time when your veteran point guard should be getting a technical foul and potentially taking herself out of rhythm. But Skylar didn't care. Whatever needed to be said was more important to her than the score, the situation, or the consequences. Now let's talk about what happened on the court before this explosion, because the game itself was absolutely wild. Dominique Belonga dropped 29 points for the Breeze without attempting a single free throw. Think about that. She scored 29 points entirely from the field in a 3-on-3 game. She was hitting turnaround jumpers over double teams, finishing through contact, catching lobs, working the post like she was playing against high schoolers. The Breeze were dominating early, and Kate Martin was part of that success.
Hitting that nail. Come on, man. She got that hammer in the back pocket. Oh, that's the same play. Did we start over? Oh no, we didn't start over. Yeah, that's the dunk. Now, mind you, if you look at the scoreboard, it's 58. I think it was like 66. Look at this comeback, fam. They got to score 75 points to win the game. 65-73. Look at this. Don was just going to work. Don was going to work. It's like, man, this is another Tuesday for me.
But then Skylar and Aaliyah Edwards took over completely. Watch this pick-and-roll action. The Breeze had no answer for it. None. Skylar was threading passes through impossible windows, hitting pull-up jumpers, running the offense like a maestro, and Aaliyah Edwards, in just her rookie season, was finishing everything. They orchestrated a comeback that erased what looked like a comfortable Breeze lead. The Aces were supposed to lose this game. They were down big, and Skylar personally dragged them back into it. So here's the context we need to understand. Skylar had just put together a masterclass performance. She finished with 23 points on efficient shooting, including 4 free throws. She was controlling the pace, making the right reads, getting her teammates involved. This was vintage Skylar Diggins-Smith, showing everyone why she's still one of the best point guards in the world. And in the middle of that performance, something Kate Martin did set her off so badly that she couldn't contain it anymore.
Unstoppable, man. I don't know what the Breeze had going on, but Skylar and AE was putting on buckets. Look at this. Look at this, man. The pick and roll was just too much for the Breeze. They didn't know what they were doing out there. Look at it. Too easy. Look at that. Hedging too hard. Look at that. Just picking them apart, man. Dissecting them. Remind me of them frogs back in science class. We had to do operating work on them. My goodness. That's exactly what's going on here.
Look at this possession right here. Skylar hits a tough shot, and immediately she's looking at Kate, not celebrating with her teammates, not acknowledging the crowd, looking directly at Kate Martin with purpose. That tells us this wasn't just about one play. This had been building throughout the game. Every time Skylar scored, every time she made a good play, there was something happening between these two that the broadcast wasn't catching. And here's what we know about Kate Martin. She's not a trash talker. She's not known for getting under people's skin. She plays hard, she competes, but she's not out there trying to provoke veterans. She came into the WNBA as Caitlin Clark's college teammate, got drafted by the Aces, and has been trying to prove she belongs at this level. So what could she have possibly done during this unrivaled game to make Skylar that angry?
I mean, cooking, man. Absolutely cooking them. But, man, that that moment had me dying, fam. I can't hold you. I can't hold you. Kate and Skylar double text. They did get double text for this. Had me dying. WNBA getting negative, and I'm here for every second. Intensity on 100. Skylar stayed bringing that fire. Kate wasn't ready. Why did Kate get a tech? I don't know why Kate got the tech, honestly. I mean, all she did was follow her with a yeah, you know what I'm saying? Giving her that look.
The most likely explanation? Kate was playing physical defense, staying in front of Skylar, not backing down, and doing it with the confidence of someone who doesn't care about reputation. And for a veteran like Skylar who's used to getting a certain level of respect from younger players, that kind of fearlessness can be interpreted as disrespect. Especially if Kate was succeeding at slowing her down earlier in the game before Skylar heated up. But there's another angle to consider here. Unrivaled is supposed to be different from the WNBA. It's 3-on-3, it's more physical, there's more room to operate, and the intensity is supposed to be off the charts. The league was specifically designed to give WNBA players a competitive outlet during the offseason, so they wouldn't have to go overseas. And part of that design is embracing the competitive fire and letting players show more emotion than they might in a traditional WNBA game. So maybe what we witnessed wasn't Skylar losing control. Maybe it was Skylar embracing exactly what Unrivaled is supposed to be about.
Skylar was on fire. And I can't hold you now. It did not look like Kate could guard Skylar at that point. If we look at the points, Paige had 19. She was going to work out there. She had 4 free throws. Like I said, Dom, man, 29 with no free throws is nasty work. And then Courtney had 15 on top of that. We go down, Skylar, 23 with 4 free throws. Nasty work. Aaliyah, 24 points, man, with 3 free throws. So, yeah, man, absolutely cooking. 12 for Rachel. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this moment, man. Do y'all think Kate Martin deserved that tech as well? Or do y'all think Skylar should have just got the tech?
Here's what makes this moment so compelling. The WNBA has been trying to market intensity and personality for years. They want fans to see the competitive fire, the emotions, the real human drama that happens when elite athletes compete at the highest level. But when it actually happens, when someone like Skylar Diggins-Smith shows that level of raw emotion, the immediate response is to call double technicals and try to calm everything down. So which is it? Do we want sanitized, controlled competition where everyone shakes hands and keeps their emotions in check? Or do we want real intensity, real passion, real moments where players care so much about winning that they can't contain themselves? Because you can't have it both ways. And the double technical called on both Skylar and Kate suggests the officials wanted to shut this down immediately rather than let it play out. Now let's talk about Kate Martin's technical specifically, because this is where things get questionable. Watch every angle we have of this interaction. Kate turns around, looks at Skylar, and her facial expression basically says, "Okay, I hear you, that's it." She doesn't say anything back that we can see. She doesn't make any gestures. She doesn't step towards Skylar or escalate the situation in any way. She just stands there and takes it. And somehow that earns her the same penalty as someone who just delivered a full-volume speech. The problem with calling a double technical in that situation is that it creates a false equivalence. It suggests both players were equally responsible for what happened, when the reality is that one player initiated a confrontation and the other player simply existed. If the officials wanted to penalize Skylar for excessive demonstration or unsportsmanlike conduct, that's their prerogative. But penalizing Kate Martin for being on the receiving end of someone else's outburst sets a dangerous precedent. It means you can get a technical foul just for being yelled at, which makes no sense. And here's the thing about Skylar's reaction. It worked. After that moment, she was even more locked in. She finished the game strong, her team stayed competitive, and she made it clear that nobody was going to intimidate her or make her back down. Whether you think her outburst was appropriate or not, you can't deny that it came from a place of genuine competitive fire. She cared that much about winning a 3-on-3 game in a brand new league. That's the kind of intensity that makes sports compelling. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about what this means for Unrivaled as a league. This is exactly the kind of moment they should want. This is drama. This is personality. This is players caring so much about the competition that emotions boil over. If Unrivaled wants to differentiate itself from the WNBA and create its own identity, moments like this are gold. They should be promoting this clip, breaking down what happened, letting the players address it in interviews, and using it to build storylines for future games. Instead, the double technical suggests they want to keep things under control and avoid controversy, which is understandable from a league management perspective, but it's also boring. Sports are compelling because of moments like this, because of rivalries that develop organically, because of players who refuse to back down and show real emotion when things get heated. If Unrivaled tries to sanitize all of that away, they're going to end up with a product that feels just like every other league. Think about the NBA's greatest moments. Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller going back and forth, Kobe Bryant staring down opponents after big shots, Kevin Garnett's intensity after winning a championship. Those moments are iconic because they were real. They weren't scripted or manufactured. They came from genuine competitive fire. And that's exactly what we saw from Skylar Diggins-Smith in this game. Now, should she have controlled herself better? Maybe. Could she have made her point without getting a technical? Probably. But would that moment have been as memorable? Absolutely not. Sometimes the raw, unfiltered emotion is what makes sports worth watching. And if we're going to celebrate intensity and passion when it leads to great plays, we can't condemn it when it leads to moments like this. So here's the real question. Was Kate Martin bothered by this? Did it get in her head? Did it affect how she played the rest of the game? Because if Skylar's goal was to intimidate her or throw her off her game, we need to know if it worked. And from what we can see, Kate didn't back down. She kept competing, kept playing her game, and didn't let the confrontation change her approach, which, in its own way, might have been even more frustrating for Skylar than if Kate had responded with words. The dynamic between veterans and rookies in women's basketball is fascinating. Rookies are expected to be respectful, to defer to established players, to earn their place in the hierarchy before they start asserting themselves. But the current generation of young players doesn't always follow that script. They come in confident, ready to compete immediately, and unwilling to be intimidated by reputation alone. Kate Martin is part of that generation, and Skylar Diggins-Smith, as a veteran who's earned her status through years of excellence, might see that confidence as disrespect. But here's the thing. That clash of generations is healthy for the sport. It creates natural rivalries. It raises the level of competition. It forces veterans to prove they still belong at the top, and it forces rookies to back up their confidence with performance. And in this game, both players did exactly that. Skylar put up 23 points and orchestrated a comeback. Kate contributed to her team's strong performance and didn't back down when confronted. That's competition at its finest. What happens next between these two? Do they address it in interviews? Do they downplay it as just competitive fire? Do they lean into it and build a rivalry that Unrivaled can promote, because if the league is smart, they'll use this moment as a foundation for future storylines. They'll schedule rematches, they'll ask both players about it, they'll create content around the intensity and passion that both of them bring to the court. That's how you build a league that people care about. So let me ask you this. Do you think Kate Martin deserved that technical? Because I don't. I think she got penalized for being on the receiving end of someone else's emotions, which sets a terrible precedent. And I think Skylar's outburst, while intense, came from a place of genuine competitive fire that we should celebrate rather than condemn. But I want to hear your perspective. Drop a comment and let me know who you think was in the right here. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to keep bringing you the most in-depth WNBA and unrivaled analysis on the platform.